Hello students, today we'll start with the unit 4, that is Introduction to PHP. In the previous classes I covered all these 3 units. All the points are covered in the PowerPoint presentation. Now we'll start with the 4th unit, that is Introduction to PHP. So these are the syllabus content of your unit 4. As the syllabus point of view, it is just an introduction to PHP. It's not an advanced portion. In your subject, you don't have any OOPS concept of PHP. It is only the basic fundamentals and some information about the database and also cookies and session tracking. Advanced for portions can be covered on yourself by looking at the learning materials that are available in YouTube and also available in other websites. PHP was developed by the software developer Rasmus Lerdorf when he was working in a Apache group. In 1995, he developed a package that is called he called it as personal homepage for his personal use, and later he released it to internet as an open source project. Initially, it is called as personal home pages, but later its user community, that means the popularity of the his personal project became increased, and they started to contribute to the development of the project by giving their software codes. So they called it as by using recursive acronym, that is PHP colon hypertext preprocessor. Today PHP is developed by, distributed and supported by as an open source product by the organization PHP Foundation. PHP processor, or it's also called as PHP engine, is now available on most of the web servers that are used in internet. As a server-side scripting language, PHP is naturally used for forum handling and database access. The main priority of PHP here is database access. So for this reason, it has very extensive support for database application, that is the more than 15 different type of database systems including Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, etc. And it also provides very extensive support, that is the specially designed software for email application in PHP, providing support for POP3, IMAP, and also for the object architecture, that is distributed object architecture, that is COM, Common Object Model, and Corba. So this is another one, open source software. So these are all supported in PHP. So by using PHP in a small to medium scale web application, we can implement all the advanced technology of the web applications. Usually PHP is server side XHTML or HTML embedded. That means it is included with the HTML code, but in some case the code may contain purely PHP script. Whenever a browser requests a document that includes PHP script, then server calls it PHP processor. That means web server normally does not process the PHP files or PHP code. It handovers the file to PHP engine or PHP processor. PHP processor takes PHP document or PHP code as input and produces an HTML or XHTML document file or document code. So the result of the PHP document processing, that is usually it's a new file or the code, is sent to the requesting browser. So the main advantage of this process is that the client never sees the PHP script. That means server side script is not visible to the end user. He will get only the result of PHP documents processing at server side, and PHP is usually interpreted. Even though in the recent applications implementations. Some pre-compilation features are introduced, but they are not yet widely implemented in the recent applications. So we can easily say that PHP is interpreted server-side scripting language. PHP is very easy to learn because its syntax is almost same as the C language, JavaScript, and other some popular languages. It has dynamic typing just like in JavaScript and Python. And since variable name are not type declared, so they have no intrinsic type. There is a large collection of functions for creating and manipulating PHP arrays. PHP arrays is much flexible than any other languages PHP array objects. So it provides very large collection of functions to handle it. So by implementing arrays along with the database, it will be very flexible and very efficient to create the code to handle the very complicated database code data. And advantage here is that PHP supports both procedural and object oriented programming. You already studied procedural programming style in C language and object oriented programming style in Java language. PHP has an extensive library of functions, making it flexible and powerful tool for server-side software development. So PHP it's a open source software system. So the thousands of active user communities every day are contributing their piece of code to enhance the existing functionality of the function PHP. Because of this reason, PHP is still a popular choice for the small to medium and near to large scale website applications. As it's a open source and there is no problem of or worry of license cost, so we can safely download from their website, implement and install it in configure in our web server software, and it's ready to use. So you need not worry about the license cost while during the handling of web servers, and it's available on common computing platforms. That is common computing platform in series. It's available and supported in Windows Server softwares, Linux Server softwares, Unix Server softwares, and also Mac operating system and all other type of web server softwares. So PHP supported in all those platforms. PHP scripts either embedded in HTML documents or in files those are referenced by such documents. That means either it may be included with the HTML or it may be purely PHP code and it's stored as a separate file. And that PHP code is enclosed between less than sign question mark PHP as the beginning tag and for ending tag question mark and greater than sign. So this is the tags are used to indicate beginning and end of the PHP code. If a very useful PHP code is stored in a separate file, then we can include it in our file by using the keyword include. So which takes a file name as its parameter. For example, if I want to include the file table2.inc in our code, that means this file contains some useful code or useful functions, then I can include it in my code by using include construct. So this is similar to the hash include precursor directives used in C language. In PHP, all variable names are begins with a dollar sign. Variable names are case sensitive, but reserved words are not case sensitive. So while is the keyword or reserved word, so we can type in lowercase, uppercase, combination of both lower and uppercase, they are all same. But user defined variable names are case sensitive. So this is the one of the most important point you should be very careful about while writing the code in PHP. PHP provides supports comments and these comments are in three style. One is single line comment, that is start with hash symbol or double slash. Double slash is one, it's already familiar to you. You already used such type of comment in Java language. Actually, it is borrowed from C++ language. Hash is used as the beginning of the comment, which is initially introduced in Unix bash scripting language. It's also used in PHP. So single line comments are either by hash code, hash character, or double line characters. Multiple line comment is borrowed from C language. You are already familiar with this one. That is slash star star slash slash asterisk asterisk slash. So three type of comments are here is, and all the PHP statements are terminated with semicolon, just like in C and Java. Traces are used to form compound statements for control structures. See, these are the some reserved words used in PHP. Some are already familiar to you because most of them are used in C and Java also. New keyword here is else if. Observe, here is else if, it is a single keyword. So no gap here is else if, it's not a keyword. Else if, that is without gap or space, that's a keyword. Likewise, some other here is require, which is not available in C and Java, and some other here is one more for each, and others are is quite easily understandable to you. Now we'll coming for the primitive types or operations and expressions. Even though PHP does not have any declaration of types of variables, but internally it supports some different type of scalar types, that is boolean value, that is true or false, integer values, and double and string. Compound types here is array and object. As already told in the previous slide, array is the one of the most important point which provides support for handling the very complex database objects or database data. And two special types here is resource, and one thing another one is null, that is quite understandable to you. Variables in PHP is dynamically typed. It has no type declaration. In C language, we have to declare an array, a variable, int a, float p, like this. But in PHP, no such declaration required. Straight away use any variable by assigning some value. The type of the variable is set every time the variable is assigned with a value. That means if I store a number in variable a, for example, if it is $a, I will store a value, the value 10. Now the type of the variable a is here is integer. If I store a string, now the type of the variable will become string. If any unassigned variable is used, usually they are called as unbound variable. It has the value null. Before using any variable, we have to check whether it is initialized or not. So if it is not initialized, then we will get some error message in the expressions. So for that, we have a function in PHP that is set. This function takes the variable names as parameter and returns a boolean value. It returns true if the variable contains some informations, and returns false if it has value null, that is if it is unbound variable. Integer types are similar to long int of C, that is usually it is 32-bit, but in some implementation it may be longer than this one, that is usually it depends on the type of the host operating system. Even though in most cases it is 32 bits. And double type is also similar to double type of C and its successors, that is C++ and Java. Characters in PHP are single bytes. Unicode is not yet officially supported in Java, but by using some third-party software we can achieve this, but officially not yet supported. And very interesting point to be noted in the string type is that in PHP there is no character type like in C or Java. That is, single character, single byte value is not available in PHP. Even though if you store a single character value, it is treated as a string of length 1. Strings are defined either by using single quote or double quote delimiters. So you can use single quote as the starting delimiter and end delimiter or double quotes, but they have some differences. In single quoted string literals, escape sequences such as backslash n, backslash t, variable names are not recognized. Whereas in double quoted strings, escape sequences are recognized and embedded variables are replaced by their current values. For example, here is a variable statement that is a string. The sum is colon dollar sum, and this string is enclosed between single quote. And when we process in PHP, it will be evaluated to the sum is colon dollar sum. That means even though dollar sum is a variable and if it contains some value, that value is not replaced in place of variable name. It is processed as just like a normal characters. But if the same string is enclosed between a pair of double quotes, here double quotes are used, then the PHP processor will process the escape characters or escape sequences and also the embedded variable name. Assume that 10.2 is stored in a variable dollar sum. Then the PHP processor will process this and it evaluates to the output like this. The sum is 10.2. So to achieve such effect, we have to use the string should be enclosed between a pair of double quotes. If the string is enclosed between a pair of single quotes, then those escape characters and variable names are not recognized. If we don't want to process or interpolate the embedded embedded variable names and escape characters, we can precede the first character of the name by using uh, backslash, that is backslash dollar sum, and length of the string here is not limited by any standard limitation of the PHP. It is limited only by the memory available on the computer. String operations, here for concatenation it provides only one string operation, that is a period, that is simple one dot. Like in C, we can treat with string variable as some arrays, and position of a character in relative to 0 can be specified by using braces immediately after variable name. For example, if str is a string, that is $str has the value apple, then I can access the fourth character as like this. That means $str within pair of braces I will provide the index value as 3 because the initial index here is 0. So fourth index is here is 3 and this will be L. Boolean types are true and false and they are case insensitive. That means you can type the string literal value of boolean values, that is true or false, both in uppercase and lowercase or combination of both uppercase and lowercase. And in the integer expressions in boolean context, if the value is 0, if value is 0, it will be treated as false. If it is non-zero value, then it will be treated as true. In a string expression, it will be evaluated to false if it either empty string or 0. That means 0 is enclosed between double quotes or it is a empty string. Otherwise it will be true. That means 0.0 will evaluates to true. This one important point, you should remember it. And the only double value that is interpreted as false here is exactly 0.0, that is in double context. These are the string functions available in PHP. It is very familiar. It's already because you have studied such type of functions in C language. str length, that is string length, it takes a parameter of string type and returns the number of characters in the string. String compare usually takes two strings and returns 0 if both are identical and returns negative if the ASCII value of the first string characters is less than the second one, and returns positive value, that is if the first character string is ASCII value is greater than the second string's ASCII character. String position, that is identifying the position of a substring within the main string, that is two strings are here is the second string's position is returned, that is returned a numerical value is. So if the second string does not exist or present in the first string, it returns false. Substring, it returns a substring from the specified location, that is second integer value. And the function chop removes the white space characters from the end. Itrim returns the characters with the trimmed white space characters, that is from the beginning, and trim returns the parameter string with all white space characters removed from both ends. That means from the beginning and at the end all the white space characters are removed. String to lower returns the uppercase characters converted into lowercase, and string to upper returns the lowercase characters converted into uppercase. Scalar type conversions in PHP, there are two types. One is implicit type conversions and explicit type conversions. So whenever a numerical value appears in string context, then numerical value is coerced into string. That means if a string value plus a number value is taken, then it is appended to string value. And if a string value appears in a numeric context, then string value is coerced into numerical value. Similarly, if the string contains a period and E or uppercase E, that means E for exponential, so then it converts the enclosed value into double. If period or E does not exist, then it converts it into integer. And whenever the conversion of double from double to integer is done, the fractional part are dropped and rounding is not done. So even though that means 10.9 is converted into integer, then we will get 10, it's not 11, because even though it is very near to 11, we will get 10 only, not the 11 value. In explicit type conversions, there are many possibilities. In one type, we will go for casting of variables from one type to another one. So for example, if the variable $sum contains value 4.777, then to convert it into the integer value 4, we can cast it into integer by using typecast function, a typecast operator, that is int. So this is similar to the typecasting of variables from one type to another type in C language. Similar support is also provided in Java language. In another way, we can use the type conversion functions, that is int value, double value and string value. Here the dollar sum is used as the parameter to this function, and this function returns the specified type of the value. For example, if the dollar sum contains the value 4.777, then this function returns value 4. In third way, we will use the set type function, which directly converts in the value of the variable directly. Here set type takes two parameters, one is the variable name itself and the type of the data that is to be converted, that is for integer. Now in this case the value stored in the variable dollar sum is converted directly to integer. So if it is 4.777, then it will be converted into 4 within the variable itself. And some other helping functions are here is get type function, which is used to get the type of the value stored in a variable. So if you want to make some operation on any variable, we should know about the type of the variable, that is type of the value stored in the variable, because in PHP there is no type declaration for the variable, so any variable can contains any type of the values. So it is very important to check the type of the value stored in the variable, and we can specifically test the type of the value by using type testing functions. For example, isInt, is integer, and isLong is used to test for integer type of the values. That means if a variable contains long, then we have to verify whether it is long or not. So is underscore long, within the brackets you have to provide the variable name. If it is truly long, then it will returns true, otherwise it will return false. Likewise, is double, is float and is real for double type of value, that is floating point values, and is bool for boolean type and is string for string type. PHP has very rich set of operators and most of them is already familiar to you. Here are the arithmetic operators. Plus, that is for addition. Example here is $x plus $y, which returns sum of x and y. Likewise, minus for subtraction operation, asterisk for multiplication, forward slash for division, and percentage sign for modulus operation. So modulus operation returns remainder of the x divided by y. So these are familiar, you already learned in C language. But the new operator that is for you, that is double asterisk. So if it is single asterisk, then it is a multiplication. If it is double asterisk, it is for exponentiation. So $x double asterisk $y returns x to the power of y. In C language, we have used power function, but here is we have a specific operator. Some languages are also utilizing such type of exponentiation, but in C language, we have to rely on power function, that is POW. Assignment operators almost same as C languages operators, that is normal assignment, then plus equals, shortcut method for addition and assignment, then minus equals, asterisk equals, forward slash equals, and percentage sign equals. So these are the assignment operators supported in PHP language. Relational operator, some new operators will be you will learn here is, one is double equal sign. This is already utilized in C and Java. Here if $x double equal sign $y is used, then it returns true if value of x is equal to value of y. And here is triple equal sign. It's not double equal, it triple equal sign. Three times are there. Here is triple equal sign. Here is this returns true. That is, for example, here is $x equals $y returns true if x is equal to y and they are of same type. Value should not only equal and also their type is equal. For example, if x has the value 1 and it has the value 1, then it will return true. But if x has the value 1 and y has the value 1.0, then I will get false as the result. The reason is that x has the value 1 but it is integer type, y has the value 1.0 but it is float type. For us both are same value but their type are not same. Next one is here is not equal to, same as that in the C language. And here is one more is there, that is less than greater than sign without any gap here. So such type of operator is also available in the other languages. For example, in VB language, that is Visual Basic, this type of operator is available. Next one is here is exactly reverse of the another triple equal sign, exclamation, double equal sign. So it true if not equal to values and also not same type. Greater than sign, less than sign, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. It's already you know these operators and you have studied in C language. Same meaning in PHP also. Increment operator and decrement operator, based on its location its meaning is determined. So if it is left to the upright then it will be pre-increment, if it is right to the upright it will be post increment. Similarly for minus minus, that is pre-decrement, and minus minus post decrement. So if it is pre-increment then the value of x is incremented, then it returns the value of x. Whereas in post decrement, it returns the value of x to the expression, then value of x is incremented. Same is for decrement operation. So here is another set of logical operators. It is also called as Boolean operators. Observe that the double ampersand sign, double pipe character, and exclamation mark is already known to you. That is logical and logical or and logical not. And along with this, PHP also provides AND operator in words, that is in string literal format, that is AND. That means it is and double ampersand, both are AND operator. OR, that is in string, and also double pipe character, that is also here is OR character. So we can use in any of the way method. So for AND operation I can use the $x and $y, or we can go for $x double ampersand $y. Similarly for OR, for XOR, here is a word, that is XOR, no specific symbol here is, and for NOT it's already familiar to you, you can identify it. So these are the list of logical operators. I'll go for the next operators, that is string operators. Here is dot, a period is called, here is period used for concatenation. So for example, $text1 dot $text2 returns concatenation of $text1 and $text2. And here is dot equal sign, that is appends $text2 to text1. That means actually concatenation is done and again it is assigned to txt1. Array operators, as already told, if two names are used, here is $x is not the ordinary variable, it's the name of an array, and here is y is also name of an array. Then if the type of the variables are arrays, then plus operator, that is will be a plus symbol will be used as union. So this returns union of $x and $y, that is it returns members of both arrays as one set. And here is equality. This returns true if $x and $y have same key value pairs. So it is called here is hash code symbols. So equality here is if $x and $y members are of same type. And here is identity operator, that is triple equal sign. If it is of arrays, then if all members of $x and $y are same key value pair in the same order and the same type, it is opposite to equality, that is not equal to if $x members are not equal to $y members. Inequality again same, that is we have two symbols for two inequality, that is not equal to symbol and less than greater than sign. Not equal to, so that is not symbol equals equal symbol, that is non-identity. This returns true if x is not identical to y. Now we'll get output from the PHP. So for that we have to rely on some functions. Most widely used here is print function, printf function, and another one is echo function. We'll go for print function. Print function is a simple one which is used to create some unformatted output, and here it takes only one argument, usually it is a string, and it need not be enclosed within a parenthesis, we can give it directly also. Here is one string, that is apples are red, break tag, and mangoes are not, and again break tag. Observe that there is a break tag, it's a HTML content, these are not processed, these are sent to browser as it is. So this is the browser's responsibility to process this information, and PHP code will generate this code and send to browser. And we can also print hard coded values like this also, that is print within brackets, that is 47. And also if here is the string contains some embedded variable names, they are also processed here is. That means the result is in place of $result, if it contains any value, that value will be displayed. And similar to printf function from C language, we can also use similar type of effect in PHP also. For example, here is a variable day, that is Tuesday, and $high, that is 79, and here is printf, same as in the C language. We can have here is the high on %7s, percentage s for string, and %3d for integer. So we will get a output for this value, that is the high on Thursday was 79. Here is a one simple example. This is the PHP code. Observe that PHP code actually embedded within the HTML code. The actual PHP code is from here to here. Whenever a browser sends a request for this code, then PHP code will take the responsibility of processing this code, that is the PHP code, and gives it back to web server. Web server will gives it the browser. That means this portion of the code is processed and its XHTML code is generated and gives back to web server. Here is the code in PHP, that is the beginning tag of the PHP block. and this is the end of the PHP block here is. Here is a function that is print. I am specifying its bold tag. Welcome to my home page and break print. Today is, again here the bold tag ends. Bold tag is here, started and ends here. And I am using one predefined function, that is date function, and it is a long format and in JSON style. Some parameters provided here is, and these are interpreted by PHP engine, and in place of date function corresponding values are inserted. Let's go for the output. See, on the server browser side I will get the output like this. Welcome to my home page, that is from this place, this string. Because of the break, the cursor goes to next, and today is, so this is today is, and these are all in bold letters. And next here is date. This is the date output. This is made available, that is because the result of the execution of the function date. Then break tag, next one, and end of the code. The main important point to be observed here, that we have to access this file by storing the file in a document root of the web server, not in any other location. You have to copy the file in the localhost root location, that is document root, and access through the localhost slash. If any path is there, you provide it, then name of the file. In this case, it is today.php. That's the name of the file stored in PHP folder. And depending on the installation of the web browser in your system, the document root may be different. Okay, students, here it ends the beginning part of your chapter, that is introduction to PHP. In the next classes, we will study about the control structures that are available in PHP and how they are utilized in database access. Thank you.